Hey everyone, so here's another quick Mystic Forge lead. No new innovations just yet, waiting for EOE to really land and give us some new tech after round 1. Okay, round 1, on the draw versus Wing 0 of NC. Sounds like a familiar player. This is a turn 3 ring, it's not good enough. We will mull. This is a turn 2 ring, this will be a keep. We can bottom the petal for now. Here over on our turn, there's a Urza Saga. Why don't just play a polluted delta and past. Here we can go for the ancient tomb into voltaic key. Take the 1, but that's fine. See if we can get some sort of interaction from them. I doubt it. Resolves, we'll pass the turn. Opponent fetches on end step. Finds a blue-red surveil land. Surveils to the top. It casts a brainstorm. Main phase brainstorm off of a surveil land feels like show and tell, with an island to follow that up. On our turn, we draw a Karn, the Great Creator. That's actually a pretty good draw. If this is a sneak and show, we really want to be able to shut them off. So let's play the Karn first. They answer with a Force of Will, Pitching, and Omniscience. Okay. On their turn, they're casting a Lotus Petal and an Ancient Tomb. So this is a Send. Oh, it's a Sneak Attack. Okay. Do they have the Send? They do have the Send. Sneak Attack brings out Emrakul, which is GG's. Over here, we don't really have much tech in the board. The Bosejus come in. Don't think Dismember is worth anything, so it's really just Boseju, in which case you can probably drop A as well as a Soul Guide Lantern. And after the races, on the play, let's see, we do not have enough mana, we'll mull. This is a slightly slower hand that I'm not particularly too keen on investing in, to be honest. Let's see, we could go Urza's Tower, Key, Saga, Grid. Yeah, let's just keep this. We'll bottom the Raker, don't think that will be relevant. Opponent seems to be in the tank. We'll play the tower, cast a key, pass the turn, they play our island and a ponder. So here we really want to peel the Nexus if we can, but even if we can't, it's still alright. We don't. We'll just play out our defense grid first. Defense grid resolves, which is nice. Here we really want to hit a soul land off the top. Nexus counts, otherwise things get a little bit more dicey. Underground Sea from the opponent. Disruptor Flute, that's fine. Probably name Karn. Yep, and they name Karn, that's fine. On our turn, we hit the soul land, so that's good. Now let's cast the ring. The 1 ring will draw straight away. We get a Kozilek's command that's gonna help us smooth things out a little bit. Pass the turn, they have a brainstorm. Play a delta, shuffle it. Opponent digging really hard with the volcanic island and another brainstorm. Oh, and they scoop it up. Okay, go to game 3. Honestly, I might want the Disruptor Flute main actually. Let's see, how can we get that included? We could drop a copy of the ring to bring in the flute. Yeah, let's do it like this. So here we really want to be able to flute at least show and tell to buy us some time. This is a pretty good hand. I'll keep. Our opponent plays a polluted delta, passes. We draw a secondary petal, that's great. Protects us from daze. So let's start with that. Okay, then let's go for Grim Monolith. Monolith resolves. Cast the key. The key resolves, but untap our monolith. Let's see, we have 3, 4, 5 mana. We can do Flash Raker now and then follow it up with a flute. Let's see. Let's do the flute. No, let's do the Flash Raker first. Flash Raker resolves. Bring out the flute. Always yield. Here they shuffle. I'm assuming there's a daze somewhere. Thundering Falls for turn. Our trigger resolves and the flute is on the stack. They answer with a Force, Pitching, and Omni. We're fine with that, and we'll say go. Pretty good for turn 1, let's see. Play a Scalding Tarn with a fetch, into a Volcanic, into a Petal. Are we sending? This is a send, show and tell. Okay, here we have nothing to send, and they have a Atraxa. Honestly, Atraxa's not the worst. I don't see a counter spell from them. So we are relatively insulated. We just need to find a way to get rid of Traxa. Untimely Malfunction is cute. Let's see, Disruptor Flute. So whether they pick the Untimely as their instant will be the interesting one. They choose Ancient Tomb, Ponder, Sneak Attack. Okay, they do not. They do have a break. So Untimely goes. Traxa goes. Okay, so the opponent has a full grip, but they're passing the turn. We have outs. Boseiju is not what we're looking for though. So here, we will still play the Boseiju. We'll use that to untap our Grim Monolith, and then we'll cast our Kozilek's Command. We'll make as many friends as we can, as well as scry. So let's go. We'll get our triggers, start scrying. Defense grid does nothing here. We really want nothing from here actually, so we'll just put everything to the bottom. We draw another Kozilek's Command, so we might be able to just burn them out if we're lucky. Though I doubt that's a particularly realistic move given the so let's see. They're gonna swing, they're gonna braid. I think we can just go for the Kozilek's Command here. We'll just keep going. There's no real reason to stop at this point. Any sort of payoff will kind of work. Karn the Great Creator isn't too bad of a card. Let's see. We can top, can grab Karn. Yeah, okay. The Abrade is a bit of a hassle, but we can get through that. So let's put Karn on top, then Manifold Key on top. Draw the Manifold Key, and then cast a Manifold Key. Get back our mana this way. Pretty alright turn, I'd say. So you go. So here, they cast the Sneak Attack. They have the Spirit Guide. If they have the Emrakul, that is the Send. Yep. Unfortunately, that is all we can do. Yep, that's GG's. Off to round 2. Okay, we're in round 2. We're on the play versus Demus. This is pretty respectable hand. We can sort of get there. Let's keep. So over here we can just go for tower into key. Then we can flow out the. I think we can key our petal. Over on our opponent's turn. Play Polluted Delta. Fetches for Underground Sea. Do we see a Thoughtseize? No, we see a Ponder. Ponder with no shuffle. We get our dividends. We'll have Nexus off the top. Let's start with Basalt Monolith. This isn't good enough. It resolves. We'll start tapping mana. Actually here, let's see. We can cast out our petal first. Then we can go for the ring. We get Force Pitching Daze. So we did play around the daze. That's fine. We have plenty of mana here. Pass the turn to some sort of tempo strategy from our opponent. Opponent plays a Misty, passes the turn, draw a petal. Not ideal. Here let's go for the Workshop, and I think we can slow roll for now, so let's give that a go. Opponent seems to have a play at our end step. They fetch, finding a Volcanic Island, so it's Grixis or Bowmasters. That's fine. Get hit for 1. So there's some sort of Grixis Tempo. So the Flash Rakers gotta hold on tight for a bit. The good thing is we really just need to draw anything. Brainstorm from the opponent. Strange time to be playing a Brainstorm. We'll see. Perhaps a Murktide on the horizon. A Wasteland. Alright, that's a bummer. We will just take the time to untap our Monolith while they Wasteland us. Get hit for 2. We're at 17. On our turn we draw another Monolith. It's a bit of a bummer. Still cast it just to make sure that we have our mana set up. Beyond that we can pass the turn. It's not in a good position here. We get a Bolt, play around it. Play as Flooded Strand. We'll take our 2. We're at 12. Still relatively healthy. Another Monolith is really not what we're looking for. Here, opponent seems to be representing quite a fair bit of material. Here, we can just cast out our Monolith. We can just bang on a big later turn for now. Any payouts will be fine. Opponent swings, does not attack. They pass the turn, which is strange. Alright, okay. Here, we're definitely casting the One Ring. Let's see. Let's start with this. Cast the ring. I'm fully assuming this isn't gonna resolve. They have 4 cards in hand. Get a force pitcher in this, that's fine. We'll just pass the turn for now. Fetch on our end step. Finding another Volt. Fully expect a Murktide to be coming out anytime soon. Brazen Borrower on the hard cast mode, that's fine. Means that we're taking 5. Be at 7. Dragon's Rage Channeler, okay. It's getting pretty dicey. Any payoff will be fine. So this is the critical turn. Only has 1 card in hand, so fairly insulated against most forms of counter magic. A Molten Collapse. Targeting our Voltaic Key. That's fine. We find another Voltaic Key, which is not it. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to actually deploy our Flash Raker here. So let's do that. Cast the Petal. Get a friend. We need the most number of friends out. So let's just sacrifice a Petal. Cast the key. And now we go into Mega Defense mode and hope that they don't have the top deck Bolt or the top deck, let's see, top deck Artifact, Creature, Enchantment for the Surveil. They draw the card, they go into combat. I assume everything's coming in, that's fine. We'll move to blocks. Block here, here, here. They're paying costs, so there's another OBM, that's fine. They'll kill our Flash Raker. Okay, so here we need our... That's not it. Okay, we can concede. Moving into sideboard, we'll have the Boseiju and Dismember. Here we can cut out a copy of the Forge, copy of One Ring. We can bring in the Paradox Engine. Flash Rakers are pretty mid here. Let's see. Cut a key as well. And last but not least, can probably trim in another Flash Raker. So I'm removing Flash Raker here, just because it lines up poorly with their... Flash Raker lines up really poorly with their interaction. Be it creature removal, braids, like everything hits the Flash Raker. On the play, let's have a look. We have a turn 1 Mystic Forge. That's a keep. So we just need to play and hope that there's no Force of Will. Okay, I'm never gonna not send, so let's go for it. Grim Monolith goes on the stack, resolves. Cast a key, that resolve. Opponent's in the tank. It resolves. We'll untap our Monolith. We'll cast a Forge and see whether this sticks. I have an expectation that it's not. Force of Will, pitching Delver of Secrets. Then we'll pass the turn. Opponent plays a Delta, fetches for a Volcanic Island. Cast a DRC. It's his goal. Great Creator is great, as they say. Over here, can we afford to play around? Are we playing around this? Let's see the sideboard. The bridge isn't doing much yet. We can go for a coating line. There's 1, 2, -1, +2, so that's 4, 5, 6. Karn. We can either go for a coating line. We can go for a coating, we can go for a flute, we can even go for another key if we want to. Let's see. What do we want here? I think a coating will be good. We get to start plussing. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll untap our Grim Monolith, play our land, cast the Karn. Karn resolves. We'll wish. Then we'll find the coating. Cast the coating. It resolves. Yield unto their upkeep. And then we'll shut off their mana. Okay, deck succeeded. Interesting. They find an Underground Sea. Fully expect the DRC to swing. And it does. I can't. That's fine. Over our turn, let's start with getting rid of their red source. You float blue. Plus, taking that out of commission. We'll move into combat for now. Let's see what happens. The blue goes away, which is good. Play a Saga, as well as the Petal. Gives us Boseiju online. Can even do a cheeky untap, and we're good to go. They have a Wasteland. It's fine by me. Just see swinging. I can't again. That's fine. We can play this all day. OBM comes in. That's okay. It's Karn. Hit a Workshop. That's okay. Here, I will still continue to delete their lands, making sure they have no colored mana. Urza's Workshop. Here, Karn is almost always going, so that's fine. We can keep things rolling for now. The Bowmasters coming in actually stops us from being able to wish for Ensnaring Bridge, so that was pretty neat. Going to combat, I assume they'll swing the full send. Can never block profitably, all at Karn, so I will just create my construct and get rid of their Bowmasters. Bowmasters being out of commission means we can ring with impunity, so that's always good. Even if they wasteland us, we're not too mad about it. Follow up with another wasteland, so they are screwed on mana, and right on time we have Karn yet again. A little bit of a sick top deck if you ask me. We'll cast the Karn, it resolves, which is neat. Here, let's see, if I Boseiju them, oh, they scoop. Okay, on to game 3. Moving to game 3, nothing really changes. I think we're all good here, so let's just run it back. On the draw, things will be a little bit more dicey, unfortunately. I don't particularly hate this hand, which is strange. Let's see, but I think we can do better, so I'll mull. And it seems like we do have something better, so this is a keep. It is a send, but send as we must. Bottom a spare Karn and hope that nothing bad happens. Play Misty, pass the turn. Here, Urza Saga, not the land we want. But we'll still just play out our Petal as well as a key, and we can hang back for now. A Misty fetches for a Volcanic into a Brainstorm. Alright, strange. Yep. Go. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand for their turn into Ponder. Okay, that's a strange turn of events. Fetches for another Volcanic into a DRC. That's fine. On another turn, we find a Urza's Workshop, which is good. This means we can actually quite profitably set out our mana. Cast a Monolith. It resolves. We just need to play around this. We have Karn the Great Creator with one colorless and a Petal floating. Force of Negation, pitching a Force of Will. So 2 forces out, that's good. The Surveil stays on top. The opponent seems to be casting a Bolt. Okay, we're down to 17. Swings for 1 at 16. Here we find another Lotus Petal. Not the best, but at least now our workshop's online. So let's start there. Let's untap our Monolith to make a little bit more mana. Then let's cast K Command. We'll scry as well as exile cards from graveyards. This way we can really ensure that the opponent can never get a good Murktide going. Not to mention we get to manage pretty good DRC size. That's done. Let's see, here we can actually leave 1 mana up in case of this. I'm assuming there's a consign, so let's just leave that fun. Let's just go all in. We have the Petal. No, we shouldn't. No, we can crack our Petal. Yep. Here, scry, exile graveyards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Put it on the stack. Opponent answers with a Force, pitching a Force. Okay, that's fine. I like that they are using so many 2-for-1s. Okay, Surveil does not go to the bin. We can keep our Petal in hand for now. Underground Sea comes out. 3 mana. That's a Meltdown. X equals to 2. Pretty dicey, but we can make do. Meltdown's fine. Bowmasters in the bin is actually a pretty good thing for us. Yeah, C swings will take 3 down to 13. The defense grid is pretty nice, but I think I still want to invest in our... Oh dear, we just passed the turn. What? Yikes. Okay, we're taking 3, I guess. Okay, instead our end step will make a friend. The OBM comes and gets rid of the friend. That's fine. Okay, here we will... Let's see. Let's float the mana. Let's search up a Candelabra. Oh, actually the Soul Guide does quite a fair bit. Let's see. Yeah, actually the Soul Guide. The Soul Guide allows us to get a fair bit of value out. We'll exile their OBM. That makes DRC in control. We have our Lotus Petal. They have no cards in hand, so we can go ham. Cast our Defense Grid as well as the Last Workshop. Here we're only going to be taking 3 for now, but I think I still want to be able to not have to worry about their Murktide. So yes, let's pass the turn, yield until here. Oh dear, that's a misclick. Now we really need to hope that that isn't a Murktide, but given that they're paying costs, I think that's a Murktide, so that's a misplay. Yep, that's a misplay. Oh dear, this is a world of pain. Take 3, we're down to 7. At the end step, since we are running low on resources, I'm going to draw the card first. Means we take an extra 1 from OBM, but at this point we can't really complain. Ring off the top is great. Let's do that. We'll gain protection. We'll draw a card. Okay, we're fine for now. But they have like super little on their turn. Double boat. Yeah, they're never getting double boat, so we're safe there. Pass the turn. So we got a mob off on our turn. Okay, we'll take 1 from the ring. A Dismember. Let's see. Dismember is pretty useful actually. Okay, let's make all of the mana. We'll filter for black and filter for black, and we'll cast Dismember, targeting the OBM, keeping ourselves nice and healthy. The OBM is gone. We can draw relatively with impunity. Hit a key, not the best, but we'll take what we can get. We'll untap the ring, try again. We hit Ugin. Is that enough? Ugin gets rid of the Murktide, which gets rid of it. We have 1, then we can Karn, get rid of the other, and we are good. Yeah, okay, so here cast Ugin, exile the Murktide. Ugin, let's see, play our land for turn. We can only make 2 mana, so let's add mana. Cast Kozilek's Command to get rid of the Orc army. Let's see, do we have a 0 drop in our sideboard? We do have a Tormod's Crypt. So both lines are equally valid. I think Karn is a good one. Just get rid of the big threat, and we'll wish, use the ability, cast our Tormod's Crypt, get rid of their DRC, then we'll yield a stop on their upkeep. We'll sacrifice and delete the graveyard. So here we only lose to a bolt from the opponent on our upkeep. But if they tap for Delver, I think we're safe on that front. Wasteland's not gonna be doing much. Okay, on our turn we'll take 3 from the ring. Draw Dismember. Let's start by drawing more cards with the ring. We hit a second ring, so we're safe there. Can plus to gain life. Yeah, we're always good. Here we can go a little bit further. Okay, here let's do this into Fleshraker. Get rid of the Delver. And let's tap all the mana we have to cast a Grim Monolith. Okay, here let's wish. We can cast we'll wish for a Lattice. The Lattice will make sure that nothing bad will ever happen to us. I have no targets. Just cast some spells. Yep, and you scoop it up. I'm going into round 3 with 1 the die roll against POW 22. That is one way to start the turn. Yes, I will keep. Start with an Ancient Tomb, into Lotus Petal, into Lotus Petal, into Lotus Petal, and then let's just do the turn once and it resolves. Draw a card. See a Fleshraker, so that's our next turn lined up. We'll pass the turn. They play an Ancient Tomb of their own. They pass the turn. We take 1 from our ring. We'll draw from the ring. Oh dearie me, this is gonna hurt for them. Okay, we'll play Ancient Tomb, cast a Fleshraker, taking 4 damage, which is a lot. Here, unfortunately, we can't follow up with another Flash Raker, but it'll eventually happen. They evoke a Solitude, that's fine. So this is some sort of Soldier Stompy strategy. I will gladly snipe their Solitude and pass the turn. Play Caracas into an Archon of Emiria, that's fine. Ironically, we're not that hurt by that. We are losing quite a fair bit of life from our rings, but not complaining. Here, let's just play out a land as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can get both Flash Rakers out, so let's do that. Then let's just cast another Flash Raker. Oh, we can only cast 1 spell a turn, right? Okay, in that case, we can draw the card. We have another copy of the One Ring, so that's good. The opponent has a 2/3 that sets us to 7. 7, we have 5. So here, I would like to actually not draw the ring just in case. City of Traitors from the opponent. Is there a ring of their own? Armageddon. Wow. Okay. That's one way to do it. Sure, I guess. Thankfully, we still have a Lotus Petal. Take 2 over to 7, which will then become 5 on our turn. Monolith. Okay, well, I think here we can't actually draw from the ring anymore. So let's play our Workshop. We can't cast our Flash Raker. So let's go to Beat. Swing out. I'm not entirely sure how we can get out of this though. If there's only 1 spell a turn. They play a Witch Blessed Meadow tapped. At their end step, we can't tap our ring, so let's not. We're down to 1. Kozilek's Command. Do we have a way to get to 3 mana? Let's see. 1, 2, that's not enough. Just shy of making this work, I think. 1, 2, 3. X equals to 1. Nope, we can scoop it up. That's a strange match. Here, Dismembers and Bosejus for sure. We can cut our Soul Guide, Defense Grid, Flash Raker can come out. If we'll take, he can come out. Candelabra is gonna be extra useful here, and we're good to go. Okay, on the play, we have a pretty sick hand. Yeah, we'll send it for sure. Yeah, we'll keep. We really just need to dodge a Wasteland, a key, and pass the turn. Opponent plays a Chrome Mox, imprints a Witch Enchanter, as well as a City of Traitors. That's a Anointed Peacekeeper, sure. There's plenty for them to name. It is quite something. I'm assuming it will be the Karn, but honestly, it could go anyway. They name Kozilek's Command, which is fine. Here we'll play our tower, cast our Grim Monolith. Grim Monolith gets untapped. We'll cast a Candelabra. Candelabra, untap the tower. Cast the tower. We'll tap the tower for mana. Let's cast Karn the Great Creator. We'll take a wish. Yes. I will choose an Ensnaring Bridge. Bridge will enter play, and we are good to go. So here we're all tucked in. The opponent could conceivably play a White Source, find a witch and cast a Witch Enchanter, get rid of the bridge, and get rid of Karn. That's a line. Yep, and they scoop it up. Everything's the same. Let's go to game 3. Okay, on the draw. On the draw, we have a relatively disappointing 7, so let's mulligan. This is a much better looking hand. We'll keep. We can bottom redundant workshop. Let's think about this. This is a turn 1 monolith. It's a turn 1 monolith. Turn 2 ring with Forge to back it up. So here we can bottom the workshop. You through the turn, they cast an Ancient Tomb and a Petal. I fully expect to see an Archon. They play a Thalia, that's fine. As well as a Chalice on 0. Okay, that's a little bit more of a beat bump. Here, I'm going to play out the Urza's Tower first. The opponent plays a Witch Blessed Meadow, paying the tree. So that's another, an Anointed Peacekeeper. Fully expect it to be on the 1 ring. The good thing here is we can always peel a Soul Land, a Nexus, and we should be safe. Okay, we'll take 3 from the Thalia, down to 17. A Petal is not it. So let's just play the workshop first, pass the turn, We might be getting out-prisoned, unfortunately. Taking 6 down to 11 this turn. We really need our Nexus. Nexus off the top, maybe? Razorgrass Field from the opponent. Tapped. Cast a Disruptor Flute, naming the One Ring. Okay. Things are very dicey. Here we do not have good outs. Let's see. Are we forced to Kozilek's Command? I think we are. Let's see. All our spells cost 4 mana. Yeah, let's Kozilek's Command. I think here we really need to lock out. If we take Key, kinda does nothing. So that's a bit of a headache. Just pass the turn. Take our 6. Be down to 5. Next turn is lethal. Summon Ixion. Okay, that does nothing. Our Tomb comes in tapped, I believe, which means we do not have any outs. Yep, we're good. GG's. Round 4, we've won the die roll against Triac. We'll play first. Let's see, we have a turn 1 defense grid. Nothing for turn 2, unfortunately. But I think we're still happy with this. I think we'll keep. We'll open off with the defense grid. It sticks, and we'll pass the turn. You play a Cloudpost tapped. Find an Ancient Tomb. That's great. Here, let's see. Do we want the ring first or the Karn? I think I want the Karn. It's gonna hurt, but that's not gonna matter as long as we can push our advantage. Wish, and let's see, we'll find the liquid metal coating. We'll pass the turn. We play Once Upon a Time. Find a Cloudpost. Opponent is deep in the tank. We play a Planar Nexus. The Soul Guide Lantern. And they pass the turn. Draw a Candelabra. That does nothing particularly interesting. Play the Tower. Let's start nuking their lands. As liquid metal coating, we will tap their Nexus down and get rid of it. We will cast a Manifold Key, and then on their upkeep we can get rid of their on their upkeep we can actually cast the Candelabra now. Use the 1 mana, untap our Urza's Tower, and then use the Manifold Key to untap the liquid metal coating. Go to their upkeep and we'll tap down their Cloudpost. Let's go. Here we really just need Boseiju. Don't think we need Dismember. Yeah, Boseju's good. Defense Grid can come out. Soul Guide can come out. The Ugin is pretty mid, but don't see what we're looking for here. Yeah, unfortunately this is a bit of a drag race. On the draw, let's see if we can get something nice and fast. I'm expecting Force of Vigor style effects from them, so might want to slow roll my development. Okay, let's see. We have turn 2 Karn with a couple of keys. Yeah, we'll keep. They have a Once Upon a Time. Find a Planar Nexus, which they play. It's our turn. We find a ring. We'll play out the Tower as well as a key. Pass the turn. Over to them. A Forest. That's great. We'll Crop Rot into a Tower, I assume, which means that they will have their Karn. So it's a Karn off. Yep, that's fine. Ironically, I'm okay with that. Barring some sort of effect, I still have the advantage with Kozilek's Command. If I'm Walking Ballista, so that's nice. But Kozilek's Command should handily answer that. Not the Nexus, as well as our own Karn. So now we are all in Garble time. I can actually increase. Let's see. Do we want to even wish for anything here? I can't deploy my coating this turn. Tormod's Crypt does nothing. Yeah, I'm going to actually plus. Targeting my Manifold Key and then swinging in for 1. Ironic, but that's how we do it. This way they can't ever wish, so that's good. It's a pretty scuffed state. They're wishing. Oh no, they just plus. Okay, that's fine. And they pass the turn. Absolutely great. We find a Saga. Let's see here. Let's see if I wish. Could wish for an engine, but the engine does nothing. If I wish for the coating, I can turn off their Urza's Tower. If I wish for the Lattice, we both can't cast spells. So that's out. Can I cast a Perilous Snare? I can. Okay, that's fine. Here, let's go for the tower, and wish, we'll get a snare, cast the snare. The snare will eat their Karn. They'll force or vigor. Ah, I see. Okay, that's neat. Okay, that's fine. In that case, we can still just pass for now. We still have Kozilek's command up. At our end step, they are casting a Kozilek's command. That's fine. We know their walking ballista is not going to be staying around for long, so that's okay. Ancient Tomb from them. That's a lot of mana. Fully expect that to be the ballista coming out. They seem to be deep in the tank, which is interesting. Yep, that's the ballista. X equals to 3. To plus with no targets. That's fine. On their ends, let's see. Do I want to Kozilek's command now? I think I can afford to Kozilek's command my turn, so let's do that. Ancient Tomb off the top, but we'll play our Saga. Here, let's see. If I minus, what am I minusing for? I can minus for a Soul Guide that snipes the Perilous Snare out back into exile. That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, let's do that. Yes to the ability. Let's take the Soul Guide, play the Soul Guide, and snipe out the Perilous Snare, which means that we can eventually get the show going. And yeah, this will be it for us now. We'll wait for them to go into combat. They'll swing at Karn, which is Kozilek's command, and just scry. Yeah, we'll just scry and make friends, because we can block for ages. So here, let's see. We want our Flash Raker as well as our command. Everything else can really go to the bottom. Let's keep the command. Let's put the Flash Raker on top as well as the command on top. Yep. We'll move to blocks. Just have a cursory block, and we are good to go. Here they're wishing. Ironically, even if they wish for their own copy of Snare, I'm not too mad, because we have plenty of mana to work with, as well as a very little fireball coming. They choose the One Ring, so they are hoping to get around some sort of damage. I'm not particularly sure, but alright, sure. They get protection. They're fine. Yep. It's our turn. We draw a Flash Raker. Right on time. We'll play our Ancient Tomb. Here we can just play out a Flash Raker. We can, let's see, do we want to plus? I think we do want to plus. We'll plus and target the Soul Guide. I assume what's happening? They are casting a Dismember. Okay. With the Dismember on the stack, let's go full tilt and Fireball. I know this doesn't deal damage, but I do want to be able to create as many tokens as possible. We'll make 9 friends. That's plenty lot. Here we don't want anything from here, so we can just bottom everything and they scoop it up. Okay, final round. We're on the draw against Kiatoaka. Let's see, we have a turn 1 ring, pretty strong. Okay, they open with a Misty Rainforest, find a Candelabra. So let's start with Nexus into Petal, into Monolith. Monolith resolves, cast the key resolves. We'll untap our Monolith and just cast a Candelabra for now. Yep, we'll pass the turn. Here, this way we play around this. We still have Kozilek's command available. Undercity Sewers from the opponent, so the vibes are right. They've been a Brazen Borrower, okay. Cast a Brainstorm, play an Underground Sea, and a Tamio, okay. On the end step, let's see. We could run the Kozilek's command out into a Daze. Nah, we can do better. Oh, this house absolutely perfect. Here, start with the One Ring. They force pitch in with Murktide. That's fine. We'll go again. 5. We'll even untap a Urza's Tower. We have 7 mana, and we can get rid of both Tamio as well as cast the One Ring. So let's do that. 3 cards in hand. The ring resolves. Draw a card. Get Karn. Let's cast our Kozilek's command. Create friends. We'll scry as well as exile. Let's see. Actually, let's not even exile scry, because we have draw. Just exile the Tamio as well as the graveyards. Get rid of this as well as this, call it a day. Yep, and that's a pretty good turn too if you ask me. Cast Ponder, and they scoop it up. Okay, it's against blue-black, so Dismember, Boseiju. Boseiju is a short in for sure. I think Leyline is worth it. Yeah, let's bring in these 4. She bought out a copy of Forge. Replace the One Ring with a Paradox Engine. Key can come out. Let's see, what else can we do? We have a Forge out already. Key out already. Do we want a Mox Opal out? I think so. It brings back 1 Dismember. Problem is we really don't know which version, but we see Murktide, we see Tamio, it's probably Tempo. Now let's just bring this in like so and hope for the best. Over here we have plenty of options we'll keep. They open with a Verdant Catacombs into an Underground Sea and Ponder. The key is pretty nice. We'll just Urza's Tower into the key, pass a turn, follow up with an Island, as well as a Thoughtseize. Okay. Thoughtseize is fine. All roads lead to Rome. Take out Karn. We draw Monolith. So this means we are now insulated from Daves. Of course, we might still see a Consign, but we are jamming nonetheless. So let's jam. Yep, a Consign is out. We'll pass the turn. So now we are going into Saga Gaming. Ponder from the opponent and another Ponder from the opponent. They're really digging. So here, a nice hit would be something like the Soul Guide Lantern. Undercity Sewers for turn. They Surveil. Okay. Soul Guide? Oh, One Ring is perfect. Okay. Play a Saga. Get set up. We will untap our Monolith just in case. Cast the One Ring. We are Daze Proof. It resolves. We'll draw a card. Draw Kozdex Command, which is great. Here, I think we're okay. Pass the turn. Don't think we'll need to do anything on their upkeep just yet. They play Flooded Strand. Fetch for another Underground Sea. Casting a Now Rod. A Now Rod is still okay. Just means we'll be taking 1 from the ring. And a Doughty Voidwalker. That is also fine. We find a Urza's Tower from the top. We'll play the tower. They have 2 cards in hand. We're largely safe from... We're pretty much safe from these, as long as we're not too careless. So let's do that. We will make friends. We'll scry as well as exile. Is that correct? Yeah, let's exile their clock. Yep. Here I'll leave 2 in the tank just for the Saga. Here we find Flashraker, which is nice. Put the Tomb as well as the Nexus at the bottom. Do I want my Flashraker? Let's see. I think I do. So yes, I'll leave it on top. Draw it, and then we'll make a friend. Pass the turn. They cast a Brainstorm. The Wasteland. Going for the Saga, obviously, which is fine. They cast Bitter Triumph, killing our Construct. Okay, moving to our turn, we take 1 from a ring. We find a Ugin, which is crazy. Pretty damn crazy if you ask me. And the Bitter Triumph is actually out. It's great. Has an Urza's Tower. Here, let's see. Yeah, here we'll just keep plussing, so let's see. Do we have enough? 3, 6, 9, 8. 8. Just short. Yeah. Here, let's cast the Ugin. Don't think that's ever going to be a wrong play. We have no targets and they scoop it up. So that's a 3-2 pretty respectable run. Yeah, nice to be able to still feel how powerful Forge is. GG's.